Yesterday, Mohamed Salah said goodbye. 9 years, 255 goals, 2 Premier Leagues, a Champions League, records that will never be beaten. And just like that, the Egyptian king is leaving Anfield. And for the Liverpool fans, I know how it feels right now. But before we talk about the ending, we need to talk about the beginning. Because the story of how Mohamed Salah arrived at Liverpool is not the story everyone knows. Because it doesn't start at Anfield, it doesn't even start at Roma. It starts by a club that made the biggest mistake in football and they are still regretting it now. And that club is Chelsea, because Chelsea have a big problems for years and even for decades. This club has had a very expensive one, I can say. They find the best talents in the world, they do whatever it takes to get them through the door, and then they do absolutely nothing with them. Now we've seen this story so many times that we still think that it's a strategy. But what if I told you this story started even earlier before it became a pattern? And for that we need to go back in 2014, because in 2014 Chelsea signed a young kid from Basel, a kid with a pace that did make sense, with a hunger that you couldn't teach. His name was Mohamed Salah, and Jose Mourinho, one of the greatest managers that have ever coached in football, decided that this kid wasn't enough good in the Premier League. There was no trust, no run of games, no real chance, just silence, and then a loan, then another one, and finally he was gone. And here's what makes this story different from any other Chelsea reject. Salah didn't go away and fade into football. No, he went away and became the most devastating attacker this league has ever produced. Every goal, every record, every moment that made an entire stadium hold its breath started with one decision Chelsea made in 2014 and wished they could take back forever. This is the story of how one rejected 22-year-old from Egypt made the entire Premier League his personal stage. To understand the history of Mo Salah, you have to know his background, you have to understand where he comes from. Mo Salah was born in Nagrig, a village 82 miles from the capital city, Cairo. Mo Salah had to commute for 3 hours to go train 5 days a week. That alone also tells you how hungry he was to succeed. Among his teammates, Mo Salah was the only one that dreamt to play abroad. His teammates wanted to play for Al Ahly or Zamalek, who are big African teams who usually wins the African Champions League. It's like in Spain, every kid who grows up there dreams of playing for Barcelona or Real Madrid. They don't dream for playing, for example, for Manchester City. You won't see Lamine Yamal dreaming of playing for Man City. It's like that also in Africa. That wasn't the case for Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah had his eyes on Europe. He believed he could bring back Egypt on the map by becoming one of the best Egyptian players in history. So he joined Al Mukaloon at just 14 years old in 2006 and made his first senior debut in 2010. And at first, Mo Salah wasn't really good. Yes, he was showing great potential. He had a mindset that his former coach respected, but he wasn't really that good. To even make you understand how bad he was, he used to cry in the dressing room because he couldn't score a goal. And that's one of the things that his coach saw at first. A guy who's so upset by reaching the top that he cries in the dressing room. The coach didn't see weakness there. He saw potential, and later on Mohamed Salah started showing a glimpse of potential. Hat-tricks over there, good goals, pace, and suddenly most of the clubs were watching him. And the first team that noticed him were the champions from Switzerland, FC Basel. At that time, Basel is a good team. They qualify for the Champions League, they're competitive in the Swiss league, they usually win, and they decide to organize a friendly game of them against the Egyptian U23 side. In that game, Mohamed Salah doesn't even start. He comes on in the second half, but he scores 2 goals. That was enough for FC Basel to offer him a 4-year deal. And on the 10th April, Salah signed for Basel, becoming the direct replacement for Xherdan Shaqiri, who had left the club. It's ironic because later on, Xherdan Shaqiri became the direct backup of Mohamed Salah at Liverpool. Football writes its own story. So Mohamed Salah arrives in Europe and the story is about to begin. But when Mo Salah arrives at Basel, everything doesn't click, everything doesn't go as he expected.
You came from Egypt to Switzerland, like what? It's two cultures completely different. I couldn't speak English, so I was walking the street talking Arab to everyone.
So no one really understood what he said, and he can't follow the training sessions, nor the matches. So he doesn't really understand what his coach asks him, and the result is catastrophic in the first season. And even his coach, he said something that I found really crazy. He said that he thought that they had signed his twin brother, because Mohamed Salah has a brother who looks exactly like him. So he thought it was the wrong brother that they signed. That's how bad he was. But to give the credit to the coach, he stayed patient. And in the second season, his patience was rewarded. We started seeing a glimpse of potential, a glimpse of what we had saw from that Egyptian kid. So the second season, everything clicks. We start seeing Mo Salah scoring goals, giving assists, and he ends the season at 15 goal contribution. And that's where the big clubs are suddenly watching. Liverpool are highly interested, and also the Chelsea under Mourinho, because Chelsea had not just been interested like that. Mo Salah scored at home against Chelsea and scored also away at Stamford Bridge. He was a big part of Chelsea getting eliminated in the Champions League. So Mourinho decided that he wanted to sign that kid that he had seen from Basel. He insisted, and Mo Salah, the kid from Nagrig, chose Chelsea over Liverpool. So he joined Chelsea in January 2014, and it's a new environment again, a kid coming in England. Again, the English is starting to get better at it. The language isn't that a shock, but when he arrives, Mourinho trusts him. He gives him gaming time. He comes on as a sub, and really the first season there is nothing extraordinary, but it's not that bad too. We're seeing a kid getting more game time and getting more confidence. So we suppose that the second season maybe he will hit the ground running.
And we knew that the kid was going to need time. We know that the next season he will be a real good player for us.
But in the second season, Mourinho's patience starts running out. Mourinho wants to win now. Chelsea wants to win now. And Mo Salah is simply not ready. So he gets benched. And I even remember, even when he played, he wasn't that good. And Mourinho once even said that some players make it difficult for themselves to not being chosen, when he was directly talking about Mo Salah. So the clash is real. And Mohamed Salah is starting to realize that maybe in this environment, he's not gonna succeed.
After I was not playing, it was very difficult for me mentally. I said to myself, I need to leave.
So he decides to take a big decision to leave England. He wants a new environment, he wants new culture, he wants to go away from all that negativity. And he still has the intelligence to recognize that he needs to leave, that he needs game time, and Chelsea won't give him that time he needs. So he's loaned to Fiorentina, then Rome, and then he's gone, and there is no farewell really. There is no second chance. And I have to give him credit, because most players at 22 don't recover from that rejection. But Mo Salah is about to write his own history in Italy. So Mo Salah arrives in Firenze at Fiorentina, and his debut is simply incredible. He's scoring against top teams like Inter, Juventus, and this kid is finally in the right environment. He even chooses the number 74 in honor of the 74 victims at the Port Said Stadium riot in Egypt. This kid never forgot also where he came from. He still wants to put Egypt back on the map. So his loan at Fiorentina is a total success, and at the end of the season, Fiorentina even want to make the move permanent. But Mo Salah has more ambition. He decides to go to the other Italian giant, Roma. He gets a loan to Roma, and what is about to happen is gonna be a bit scarier, because in the first season he scores 15 goals in 42 matches, and Roma finishes third in Serie A. They are playing for the title that season, and his duo with Francesco Totti, the Roma emperor. But Salah decides to even write his history in Roma by signing for them. So he decides to stay, and in the second season under Luciano Spalletti, Roma are even more dangerous. They are close to winning the title, but they finish unfortunately second, 4 points only behind Juventus. And that season Mo Salah scores 19 goals in all competition. At that time, for a winger, that was a lot. It's not like these days where every winger scores 20-30 goals. That time it was really special. So Roma finishes second in the Serie A, and Salah is not a winger anymore. He's becoming a complete attacking weapon.
In Rome, I built a field for myself alone, goal and balls and coins and everything. I was talking every day.
You practice your finishing?
Practice every day.
And remember the kid who was crying because he couldn't finish goals. Now his finishing has massively improved. He made it even his biggest talent. So in Italy, the mission is completed. The resurrection is there. The real Salah is born now. So a club came calling in that summer. And that club is the same club that noticed him in 2014, led now by Jurgen Klopp and Michael Edwards. On the computer, he had seen all the data. So when Liverpool came calling, as Salah said, he couldn't refuse. He knew he had to go back to England. And his obsession was also to prove everyone wrong in England. He knew he was gonna succeed, and he knew that his playing style was gonna fit the Premier League. And that's where you see also a contrast between two managers. Mourinho saw a player that needed to fit his system, where Klopp saw something different. He didn't want Salah to fit his system. He wanted to build around what Salah did the best: the pressing, the runs in behind, the cut in inside. Klopp looked at the same player that Mourinho saw and abandoned, and saw one of the most dangerous weapons that can completely rocket in the Premier League. So it was the same player, but just different eyes. And I think that's where the lesson is. So what is going to happen in the Premier League just belongs to history. But when he comes back in the Premier League, everything isn't supposed to go right, because yes, he's coming from a good season in Italy, but the football there is slow, and Liverpool also have big names up front. So pundits are saying that he's just gonna be a squad player because Liverpool's attack consists of Coutinho, Mane and Firmino. So where was Salah gonna play? So really I can say that the doubt was big around Salah, but what that Salah is about to do in the first season is just special, because he scores earlier on his debut against Watford. Later on, he continues scoring goals, and there is even the match against Chelsea where he does score, and it's not just a goal, it's a statement. Mo Salah is back in the Premier League and he's about to prove everyone wrong. But as everyone was keeping doubting, Mo Salah was slowly entering the charts of Premier League top scorers, and in the Champions League equally he's doing well, and Liverpool are really doing well that season in the Champions League. There is even a game that personally as a Liverpool fan that marked me. It's the game against Manchester City at the Etihad. It's an away game and Liverpool have to beat Man City to pass to the semi-finals. And what does Liverpool do? They beat Manchester City, but with an individual performance of Mohamed Salah that is just incredible. He scores a goal at the Etihad, and what marked me in that game is that Mohamed Salah is injured. He couldn't play. I remember even Klopp did like a tactical switch and put Mohamed Salah as a striker because he couldn't afford to bench him in that moment. But Mo Salah responded by scoring it on one leg, and after he got subbed off because the job was done. In the Champions League that season, he's really dangerous, and even against Roma, he is the toxic X because he scores 2 goals, and the first one is just named Puskas. How incredible it was in that match. He scores 2 goals, he assists twice, and Liverpool are slowly advancing in the Champions League, and in the Premier League, he's now top scorer. So in the Premier League, Liverpool fell short, but Mo Salah individually ends the season with 32 Premier League goals, beating the record for the most goals on a 38 Premier League campaign, beating the record of Luis Suarez and even Cristiano Ronaldo. He becomes even the first African player to ever score 30 Premier League goals in a season. In all competitions around that time, he has 44 goals, and only Lionel Messi is doing better in Europe. That's his level. And in the Champions League, Liverpool are qualified in the final. So here comes Kiev, the last obstacle. But in the first beginning of the match, a heartbreak is going to happen because Sergio Ramos decides to play another sport. Maybe it was American football, and Mo Salah simply can't keep playing. So he has to get out, and he has a dislocated shoulder, and that puts his dreams of a Champions League triumph that season to bed because Liverpool loses, and Mo Salah ends that season with no Champions League trophy. But he doesn't cry.
The day after, I was like, okay, now we have to look forward for the next one.
In the second season, he picks up where he left from. So second season running, and Mo Salah just at the end of the season is the Premier League Golden Boot again. He wins the Golden Boot with 22 goals, and this time Liverpool are again qualified in the Champions League final, and this time Mo Salah is gonna play, and in the first minute he converts a penalty, and later on Divock Origi, the great Divock Origi, comes in and makes sure that Liverpool lifts their 6th European Cup. So Mo Salah is a European champion. The kid from Nagrig just won the Champions League and helped Liverpool triumph that season. And then the next season, history again. Mo Salah, Liverpool puts the 30-year-long wait at bed, with Liverpool lifting their first Premier League in history. And on the Egypt angle, every time he plays, 100 million of people stop everything they're doing. The shops are closed, the streets are empty, they go sit in front of their TV and watch Mohamed Salah greatness. He even successfully qualified Egypt to the World Cup 2018, putting end to their 28-year-long wait. For the AFCON, he has qualified Egypt for 2 AFCON finals, but unfortunately till now they haven't won any. But he has also put Egypt back where they belong. So now Mo Salah has won 4 Golden Boots, 3 PFA Player of the Year, the first player to win it 3 times, has surpassed the local legend Steven Gerrard as the Liverpool's top scorer in the Champions League. Imagine, Steven Gerrard played his whole career at Liverpool. He has won 2 Premier Leagues, a Champions League, every other trophy that you can imagine at Liverpool. He's gonna leave the Premier League as the 4th highest goal scorer of the Premier League, as the 7th highest top assists in the Premier League. And honestly, if I have to talk about the records that Mo Salah has, I'll need to make a separate video because there is many. But just imagine, the same player that Chelsea rejected, the same player that flopped in the Premier League, came back and became the face of the Premier League for the last decade. And you can even say the best player even to ever play it in the Premier League, because the numbers are there to prove it. We have seen it visually, so I don't think we should be scared anymore to talk about it. And here's the thing, nobody talks about the players who get rejected and keep going. There is no documentary, there is no redemption headline. Some players just disappear. Salah could have been one of them, but he wasn't. And maybe that's the real story there. Not the records, not the goals, not the trophies, but the version of Mohamed Salah in 2014 that decided that this wasn't gonna be the end. So Chelsea tried to fit Salah into their system, while Klopp just let Salah be Salah, and sometimes he became the best in the world. So the right environment doesn't really change you, it reveals who you always were.
Where he came from, where he went through, and what he gave us, incredible.
If I look back when I came here like 8 years ago, I was like never dreamed of. But then you start to dream and you have ambition, and yeah, I always try to give my best.
I grew up watching your greatness. Every goal, every record, every moment you made this entire Premier League made look like it belonged to you. You didn't just play football, you made millions of people fell in love with this sport all over again. For that, I have to thank you. Thank you for all the moments. Thank you for bringing my club where it belonged. Thank you for every goal, every assist, every moment. Anfield will never forget you, and neither we will. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and there is only one way to make me know that you liked this video. It's by hitting the like button, and if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe for more deep dives on Premier League legends like this one. And also leave me in the comments with what was your preferred moment of Mohamed Salah in the last decade, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao ciao.